there's a lot of people who maybe have handled the divorce completely on their own, or their custody matter completely on their own. And sometimes they've had the assistance of court personnel, and a lot of times they have a false sense of security that everything is okay, everything's been drafted correctly because someone at the court has assisted them. And while I'm sure that they have had some help in the courts, because they do try to assist people who are unrepresented, that is by no means the same as having an attorney review your paperwork. So if there's any final agreements, before you sign a final agreement, have an attorney review it. It's going to be worth way more, whatever you spend on the consultation, it's going to be worth that assurance that that document has been prepared correctly, that it contains all of the terms that it should contain, and that you understand the terms that are in the agreement. I have people that contact me all the time after they have a judgment from court or a signed agreement that's been accepted by the court. And it turns out that they didn't understand something that was in there. And sometimes it's a small misunderstanding, and sometimes, with little repercussions, but sometimes it's a big misunderstanding with huge repercussions. And they're surprised, or sometimes the document doesn't have a term in it or an order in it that it should have. And they don't understand why it was missed or why it wasn't included. They didn't know that it was supposed to be included. Or maybe there was something that was just overlooked completely. For quite a few years now, Connecticut has allowed something called partial representation or limited scope representation. We call it a-la-carte representation. So you can hire an attorney, if you can't afford it for your whole case, you can hire an attorney for bits and pieces of your cases where you think you might need the most help. We've always done free phone consultations. We've always wanted to make ourselves available for people just to get procedural information, price information, and just to, determine whether or not they'd even think about using us or want to use us.